it with music, beautiful music. Hello, I'm Fred Miller, and this is yet another one of my lectures in song. Before we talk about the two great songwriters who extended the whole life of the Broadway musical, another generation, Cy Coleman and Jerry Herman. A little bit about me. I was born in Albuquerque, had a wonderful classical piano teacher, loved the classics, loved opera and all that. And then right on my 13th birthday, the Beatles arrived, and my musical taste expanded to include the great rock songs of the 60s, and that would go on through high school. Till the summer after I graduated, a friend showed me an article about this big rock festival taking place in upstate New York, and we were up for an adventure, so I said, let's go. And we hitchhiked most of the way from New Mexico to the Woodstock Festival. He even managed to show up very prominently in the poster there. That was it for rock music. It really proved, as history has shown, to be the peak of the rock age, that golden age of the 60s. I didn't want to be a rock musician, never really did. I just loved the music. Didn't really know. I didn't think I really was cut out to be a classical musician. Wanted to do something with music. I knew that. Went to college very briefly, left and traveled around the country in my VW Bug, and finally settled in Greenwich Village. And at some point, somebody gave me an album of Ella Fitzgerald singing Cole Porter, and that was it. The great golden age of Gershwin, Porter, Kern, Rogers, Berlin, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, Ethel Merman, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby. That was going to be the material of my musical life and remains so. And I came up with the idea of a lecture in song, each one being a profile of a great personality or some aspect of American popular song. I thought I'd be restricted to, just the songwriters and the performers, maybe 10, 12 programs. But then I expanded beyond those two categories into 7 categories, and now I have 75 different lectures in song, each one described in detail at fredmillermusic.com. The program at hand, songwriters, 2 guys that have to be mentioned in this golden age. They were sort of an extension of that golden age, as said. Cy Coleman and Jerry Herman gave us 20 more good years of great Broadway musicals, along with Stephen Sondheim, but a completely different type of Broadway musical. The Sondheim was a conceptual, more intellectual kind of approach to things. These guys were writing just the good old pizzazzy, how can you describe it? Broadway musicals. When you say Broadway, you think of, the golden days of Gershwin and Porter and Kern and Rodgers and Hart and Rodgers and Hammerstein and all the rest. Cy Coleman, let's start with him. Born in 1929, lived till 2004. Born in the Bronx, his name was Seymour Kaufman. Everybody changed their name. He was a child prodigy, gave piano recitals at Carnegie Hall at the age of 9. And like Frank Lesser, he had classical roots. He had things about that would expand into a lot of different musical fields. He came of age in his 20s in the 1950s when jazz was all the hot thing, and he worked in clubs and absorbed every possible musical style. Wanted to really, I think, be, of course, a commercially popular and successful songwriter. So he started working. First hit, 1952. This song with a fellow named Joseph McCarthy, not the senator from Wisconsin, but in fact the guy who wrote You Made Me Love You back in 1914. I'm sentimental, so I walk in the rain. I've got some habits even I can't explain. Start for the corner, turn up in Spain. Why try to change me now? I sit and daydream, I got daydreams galore. Cigarette ashes, there they go on the floor. Go away weekends, leave my keys in the door. Why try to change me now? Why can't I be more conventional? People talk, people stare, so I try. But that's not for me, 'cause I can't see my kind of crazy world go passing me by. Let people wonder, let them laugh, let them frown. You know I'll love you till the moon's upside down. Don't you remember, I was always your clown. But why do you change me now? Well, the 50s got him really started, and then he really hit his stride when teaming up with the great lyricist Carolyn Lee. Didn't hurt the fact that Frank Sinatra liked their songs. Those fingers in my hair, that's like come hither stare, that strips my conscience bare, it's witchcraft. And I got no defense for it, the heat's too intense for it, what good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft.